Hello and welcome to Steel and Wood. Today I thought I'd do an unboxing of my new Palmetto State Armory Gen 3 PA-10. This rifle is in .308 Winchester. So I've opened this box before just to check that the rifle was okay and everything before leaving the store with it, and I put a couple of my own magazines in here, but I'll show you how it came from the factory originally. Now it comes in this cardboard box. It's got padding on the top and bottom. These three mags are the ones that I put in there, so these weren't included. You get one Magpul PMag with the dust cover. You get an orange chamber flag that I'll probably save for using at the range. You get the instruction manual, which is a black and white printed manual. Okay. It's got a lot of pictures in there as far as instructions, loading, unloading, breaking it down. You get a desiccant pack. You get the lock that no one uses. And they also give you this extra long Allen wrench in order to be able to adjust the gas system. Okay, this has a 5-position adjustable gas system. And you get a sticker. So I'm going to drop all this back in the box and change the camera to a different position, and we'll continue. Okay, now that we have that box out of the way, we can talk a little bit more about the rifle itself. Like I said, this is the .308 version of the Palmetto State PA-10 Generation 3. As far as the firearm goes, as I'm looking it over, looks like everything is put together fairly well. The seams here and the transition from the upper receiver to the handguard are all lined up properly. There's no weird off-center gap about them. Barrel is nicely finished. All of the anodizing here looks pretty good. And I'll just go over a few of the features on this rifle. Starting from the front, we have a what they call an A2 style flash suppressor. But if you notice, you have the cuts on the top. Then when you flip it over, it's solid underneath. So I think that this may actually serve more of a purpose of being a compensator as well. Now we have a stainless steel barrel 416R, and we'll get more into details when we do the review on this rifle and I actually get to go out and shoot it. This is an 18-inch barrel. We have a 15-inch PSA M-lock handguard, M-lock on the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock positions, and Picatinny rail on top with ovals cut out every few sections of the Picatinny here to assist in cooling of the barrel as well as lightening the handguard. We have a 5-position adjustable gas block here, low profile, and our upper receiver and lower receiver are forged 7075 T6 aluminum, as well as the buffer tube itself, fairly standard, anodized black. On the other side, we have a standard magazine release, dust cover. You do have a large brass deflector, so you lefties will not get hit in the face with brass. You have a forward assist, which I like. Not that I have ever needed to use one, but it's nice to have that option. You've got a standard safety selector switch. Okay. And the pistol grip is an A2 style pistol grip with, but it is a Palmetto Armory's own design, being that it is an overmolded rubberized grip. What also is included is a Magpul STR, a 6-position adjustable stock with the lock on it to try to prevent any movement of that, wiggle of the stock. As I'm looking at the fitment here of the upper to lower receiver, there is just a slight bit of movement, but not too bad. You get a standard charging handle. That's going to be changed out. I've got a Radian Raptor on the way. I don't like these little nubs to try to cycle the weapon. This bolt is a Toolcraft bolt carrier group and bolt. Okay. One of the nicer features on this rifle, for what you pay for it, is it has a nickel boron coated trigger group, and it is a 2-stage trigger. Check to make sure the weapon is clear, and it is. If I turn this around, you have just a little bit for that first stage, and they say this is a 4.5-pound trigger. So I take up, hit a very defined wall, and a nice crisp break. Show that again. Hit your wall. Nice break. In my AR-15, I have a Geisley SSAE. This is definitely not as nice as that, but it's miles ahead of the standard GI mil-spec type of trigger that you generally see in budget-friendly AR-15s. So it's nice that in this AR-10 they included an upgraded trigger. If I go ahead and open this up, now when I first got this, these pins were super stiff. It kind of loosened up a little bit as I've messed with it, but you can see here the nickel boron hammer. And the sear and everything down there as well looks to be nickel boron coated. So far, my impressions of the rifle are that there's a few things I want to change. I have a Radian selector switch coming. This one's a little, there's almost like a groove in the middle where it stops, and I'm also going to have it with the 45-degree throw instead of the full 90. Also, like I said, this charging handle is going to be swapped out. And another thing to be aware of is this rifle does not come with any iron sights. Okay, I am of the opinion that iron sights are a must on any rifle that you intend for serious use, um, whether it be AR-15, AR-10, um, AK, any of these rifles that are intended as a defensive role need to have iron sights on them. Get those first, sight them in, make sure you can shoot them well, and then worry about your red dot or your scope or ACOG, whatever you want to put on there. So I've got a set of Troy HK style sights coming to put on this rifle, and when we do the review, we'll go out and I'll show sighting it in and that sort of thing. But my overall impressions, without having any shooting experience on it, is that this is a really nice rifle. They've included the anti-rotation tabs on the actual handguard, so that's always a plus for an AR-10. And the materials that were used in the barrel, in the bolt carrier group, and the trigger group all seem like they're upgraded parts. For instance, with the bolt carrier group and the bolt is not Carpenter 158 steel like is the standard mil spec for AR-15 or M16 rifles. It is a 9300 series of steel. So it's an upgraded bolt carrier is an upgraded steel as well. And then, like I said, the trigger group is a nickel boron coated, and the barrel is a 416R. I did a little bit of research on this steel, and what I've read, the sources that I read said that it is a steel that was specifically designed by chemists and metallurgists working with gun manufacturers to have a stainless steel that is well suited to making precision rifle barrels. So we will test that out when we go to the range and see how accurate this is, or at least what kind of accuracy I can get out of it. So yeah, if you one more thing that I noticed was your PMag, and these are D&H retro steel mags. That's what they call them, retro. Either one of these both fit. I know there's a couple different types of magazines that you can get for these rifles as far as the actual specifications, and that's one downside to AR-10s, and is that you don't have a mil spec, so different companies may make different tolerances and specifications for their rifles. But the D&H steel mags do fit. They click in, and obviously the PMag that came with it is going to fit as well. These are both 20 round mags. They click in easily and work perfectly well when the bolt is open. So if I open this bolt, you'll see that this mag just seats right in there. Same thing with these D&H. Seat right in there. Or if you have a closed bolt and an empty magazine, they do the same thing. What I have found, however, is if you have a full mag, and we'll just use the PMag because this is what came with it, right? It's supposed to be the best that to work for it. You really have to give it a good jab into there. They release, and then this, same thing. See, it didn't catch that time. And then now it's seated. You kind of have to give it some oomph on the magazine release to get it to release there. Not bad, but it is a little tight, tighter than an AR-15 generally is with a full mag and a closed bolt. Okay, I guess that'll wrap it up for this unboxing. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment below, and I'd love to have a conversation. If you enjoy this content and would like to see more, please subscribe and like my video. And I'm signing out. See you next time. Thanks.